Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. In this video I am going to show you how I do the background on this page. So in the previous video we alternated this page a little bit to a Halloween flower in vase kind of page. So what we added in the last video were these three skulls, the gravestone, and these two little ghosts over here. Okay, so this was my inspiration sheet, and now I want to do a similar background like this. So I like the colors, and I like the spider webs in the background. So we're going to try to achieve a little bit something like this. The bats, I'm not sure if I'm going to include that maybe at the end, but what I like on this page is the colors, the little dotting, and the spider webs in the background. And after the page is done, colored, I will see if I will add the bats, yes or no, depending on how busy everything is, because we don't have a big space to color. So I think I'm not going to do it, but I don't know. It's a last minute decision. Okay, so the background I'm going to do with Neocolor II. I picked three colors already. I chose apricot as a color, I chose flame red, and I chose vermilion. So those are the three colors I will use on this page. And I will do the same, so darker on these corners and then going lighter to the middle. So I think that is going to be a nice effect. When I am using Neocolor IIs, what I like to do is put a lot of pigment on the page. So I don't like to do like a very light layer or something. I like to do a lot of pigment on the first layer. So you can push on these very hard if you want. You don't have to be afraid that these crayons will run out very quickly. They will last you a lifetime. You don't have to be scared to use a lot of pigment on these. So for the very empty spaces, I use a lot of pigment, and you will see that I don't go all into these little spaces. I do that afterwards with my water brush separately, because it's not that easy with Neocolor IIs to go in the little areas. And as a water brush, this is the first time I'm going to use this one, is the Derwent one. This is the fine tip. Normally I use the Pentel water brushes, but it's a lot harder to control the water. Here you have like a push button, and this is a very fine point, so I'm going to try to to make something with this water brush. Okay, so I will get started. I will do everything in a little bit of a speed coloring, and every time I do something different, I'm going to talk you through first, and then I will let you see what I'm doing. Before I forget, I am working in Juwelenkistje by Hanna Karlzon. This is my project book, and I'm doing this book in order. So this was the next page in line. So I wanted to do something Halloween themed with it. Okay, so without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so this is what we have so far. I don't know if you have noticed, but what I like to do is not just put the red and stop in a straight line, then go in with the orange and then with the coral. Like coloring pencils, I like to overlap them a little bit, because then for me the blending goes a little bit easier, especially when the colors are not close to each other. This is not that hard, but if you want like a smooth transition between reds and purples, it's always easier if you overlap at a certain point. For me, I am going to put a little bit of washi tape over here, because otherwise I always have problems with my water going to the other page, and I have no idea what I am going to do with this side. It is just some cheap washi tape from the Action store. So I like to do that when I'm working with water. I always forget to do that. Okay. So when I am using water, what I like to do is I color a little bit of an area and then I dab it with my water brush. Then I go further a little bit of an area and dab it with the water brush. And then you will see that you have like a very blotchy effect, but it's much easier than doing a smooth transition with the Neocolor IIs. So I'm going to do that first as a first layer, and then we're going to add some extra pigment where I need to, and do all the little spaces in between. Okay, this is what we have so far. So what I like to do next is just take the crayon by itself and just pick a little bit of pigment on your brush. And then I go in with this brush in the smaller details, or if there are areas you aren't happy with, you can always adjust a little bit with some extra pigment. So depending on what effect you like, you can do this. So with the red, I don't have a lot of areas I have to fix anymore. And for the smaller details, I just take a little bit of pigment and then I go in the small areas. It's much easier to do it like that than to do it with a crayon. I have to say I like this water brush. The water is a little bit easier to control than with the Pentel one. They are a little bit more pricier, but we will see how long they will last. Like this. And I do it with a dabbing motion again. So the Neocolor IIs are water soluble, but they're also, you can always reactivate them. So if there are areas you think it is a little bit too streaky, take a little bit of water and just dab it and it will lift off the paper and you can move the pigment around. So it isn't permanent like the Derwent Inkdents. So you can play around with these quite a lot. So I'm going to do that for the rest of the page, and I will be back to you when everything is done and dried. Okay, so this is what we have so far. Now I want to do the spider webs. So as you see on the picture, you have in the background a little bit of a reddish spider web, and in the front we have a white spider web. So I was thinking about doing this in acrylic markers, but unfortunately I don't have a red acrylic paint marker with a fine tip. I only have one with a brush nib, so I don't think that is going to work. So what I am going to try to do is do it with a glitter gel pen. If that doesn't work, I can always try my Stabilo pen 68, I think. But maybe some shimmer and shine in the background will be a great effect. And then the spider web in the foreground I can do with a white acrylic paint marker and then go over it with something glittery that is translucent, like the Jelly Roll Stardust in clear. Maybe we can do that. And the dots I'm going to do with a white acrylic marker. So yeah, I'm going to try if the glitter gel pens stick on the Neocolor II because they're wax based. So normally I don't think it's going to be a problem unless you have a lot of wax that isn't dissolved by the water, then it can resist a little bit. The glitter gel pens I am using are the Chromatek 50 glitter pens. It is a 1mm tip. I actually like these pens. You got 50 and you have 50 refills as well. So yeah, I think it is a great addition to my collection. I haven't even touched the refills. Okay, so we're going to try to do a spider web. I'm going to freestyle it. Okay, so the glitter gel pen isn't a great success. I was doing a second one and it resisted all the way. So I'm going to use my Stabilo pen 68. This is number 50, a darker red, and I'm going to see if I can go over the glitter gel pen. Okay, so this went much better. The Stabilo Pen 68 are water-based markers. They haven't a fine tip, but not a big tip as well. So I really like them for some accents on my coloring pages. Now I'm going in for the white spiderwebs, and I'm using the Artistro extra fine tip acrylic paint pen. Okay, so the spider webs are all done. The only thing I have to do is do the white dots, and Hanna Karlzon already drew in some white dotting around the flowers, so I'm going to color those in and add some extra for some accents. And there you have it, all alternated page with a Halloween background. So this was super simple, but I think it is very effective. And yeah, now I have to color the page with the color palette I chose. So the hardest part is already done. Now it is just some relaxing coloring. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up so other people can find this video as well. And I will see you in the next video, guys. Bye!